What's going on, everybody? Alex here, Nickens Lawn and Landscape. Beautiful Sunday morning. It's about 8:15, 8:30, and I promised you a mowing video, so here we go. One quick thing I do want to mention, guys, go check out our Teespring site if you haven't already. We got some Nickens merchandise. I know we've had a lot of people ask us about that, so we did create a site. We have a few shirts, we have a sweatshirt, and a few stickers, so be sure to go check that out. I have the link down in the description. Alright guys, we just got to our first property. This is our big apartment complex. There's 64 units. There's, what is it, 8 buildings, and there's 8, I think that's how it works, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Yeah, I'm right. Confused myself there for a minute, but there's 8 buildings with 8 units per building. So this is one of the buildings. There's 8 of these. There's 3 more right there, and then there's 4 across the parking lot. And you got all the grass around it. You gotta edge all this stuff. And it's kind of a lot because there's 8 patios, there's 8 sidewalks for each building, and then there's obviously the parking lot, so there's just a lot going on here. It's a pretty big property. I think the property all together is like 7 acres, but we mow about 4.5, so it's really not too crazy much of mowing, but it's a decent amount, enough to keep us busy. Almost forgot my hat. My nose is burnt from Florida. Gotta make sure I protect my skin, you know what I'm saying? Alright, let's do some mowing. Don't even get us started on the weeds here, guys. We know they're kind of out of hand. They did a big landscape project at the beginning of the year. This was all mulch, and they went to all rock. We gave them a bid. Our bid was too high, so they went ahead and did it themselves, and they did not use weed barrier. So this is kind of a result of that. And we don't weed eat that. If it's inside the bed, we don't touch it. We weed eat what's outside of the bed. Well guys, we were hoping to get the drone out, but apparently we're too close to the airport. It says we are too close to Mid-America Airport, so it won't let us fly. So what we got on the GoPro is pretty much all we're going to get. You can check it out real quick here, but this is one of our biggest properties. Alright guys, just pulled up to our second property for the day, another apartment complex. This one isn't too big. It takes about an hour and a half or so with 2 people, so we'll knock this one out real quick. I'll show you what we got going on. And across the road there's more buildings. Over there. Start down there and then they go all the way to right there. So really not too much grass, quite a bit of weed eating, but said about an hour and a half, 2 people. Right here is where I got wrecked. I made a video on this yesterday. I'll put a link to that right here, so be sure to go check that out if you didn't get a chance to see it already.
And that was number 2 for the day. That's one of the 5 we got in the property management deal. I made a video on that earlier in the year. I'll leave a link to that right here. So if you haven't seen that video, you can go check that out. But that was an all or none kind of situation. And then we headed off to cut number 3 and 4 right after we left there. Those ones are small. They're not really anything exciting. They're kind of boring. Just little pieces of grass here and there, little sections. So it's a lot of chopped up mowing and a little bit of edging and weed eating, things like that. And this property we're cutting here is a pretty nice one. This one is a lot of wide open. There's really not much weed eating, not much blowing. It's just kind of a mow and go, which is what we like to do. If you guys have been following us for a while now, you know kind of the properties we like to do. We like to do the bigger stuff and make it look good when we're done. And these commercials they're good, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of hard to make some of them look good, especially when they don't do any kind of treatments or anything like that. So it's not our favorite stuff to do, but it does pay the bills, so you kind of got to take what you can get to some extent. But this one here is a little bit bigger. We can make this one look decent, so it's a little more up our alley.
Alright guys, just finished up number 5. Nick just finished blowing up there. You guys saw the front side, Nick mowing that, and I mowed this hill here behind me. And then there's some stuff around that building up there. There's a little bit in the front and a little bit back over there. So not too much, takes about 45-50 minutes with 2 guys. On to number 6. About to roll up to number 6. This is a residential, the only residential we're gonna be doing today. You guys have seen this one before. Around here it's average size. I know for some of you this would be a huge residential, but for us this is about average.
So we didn't get to film much of this one. Once we started cutting, I knew that it was going to be a double cut. We actually ended up triple cutting the front. So once I was kind of going over it and it was really clumpy in that, I just shut the camera off, and I actually only had like 2% whenever I was done. So it didn't really matter. But like I said, we did have to triple cut the front. We were able to get away with a single cut on some of the back. Some of the back we had a double cut, and we triple cut the entire front. So kind of gnarly there. Not something we're used to doing. It was 11 days of growth though, so I guess that's kind of what you expect with the weather being the way that it has been, and we were in Florida, so we just couldn't cut it. But we got over there as soon as we could once we got back, and that was the result. So it is what it is, and you got to do what you got to do to make it look good when you leave. So triple cut it is. And this was the last one for the day. This is another pretty cool property. It's really chopped up, so again, a lot of weed eating, a lot of trimming, a lot of blowing, a lot of edging, but it is a pretty cool property. They got this pool, they got the water fountain, they got a putting green, so it doesn't really get much better than that if you're renting an apartment. But as far as cutting it goes, it's not the most fun place to cut, but it's not too bad. And this one does have a little more, a little better grass, I should say. So it is nice to cut this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you're new, consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. And again, guys, I'm gonna mention it, the Teespring site. That profit is not much for the shirts, but the little profit that we do get, we put right back into the channel. We use that to buy our camera gear and things like that. I actually just made a purchase earlier today for $250 for some camera gear. So there's really no income other than the Teespring site and then the little bit of money that we get from YouTube, which is basically nothing. So anything that you guys can do from that site, greatly do appreciate it. And again, we only made that site for you guys. We had some people interested in some items, so that's what we came up with. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.